Hi everybody, Stephanie Montero again from the Layland Museum, here to talk about, put a spotlight on some of the artifacts in our collection. Today I thought it would be fun to show you a few of the things that we actually have in storage. We do have a massive amount of objects in storage. We do try to rotate what's on exhibit. One of the things that we do collect, obviously we have all the very glamorous items, but we try to collect the everyday items too that really tell people a lot about the way people lived in different time periods. So what we have here is a very small part of our collection of sweepers and vacuum cleaners. So I want to start first with this one right here. It may look a little bit familiar to all of you if you've ever seen a Bissell floor sweeper. Pretty interesting to me. In the early days, for many, many centuries, if you wanted to clean your carpet, of course it would not be attached. It would be a rug or a large carpet on the floor, and it would be taken outside and literally beaten once a year, usually for your spring cleaning, to clean up, and that was really the only thing you could do to clean your carpet. So, a gentleman named Bissell in Grand Rapids, Michigan, had a store and had allergies and wanted a way to keep things clean, bought a early version of a sweeper, ended up making improvements to it, did so well with it that he ended up turning to start manufacturing those. He and his wife went into business making the Grand Rapids floor sweeper, and it was incredibly popular, became a very, really a sensation pretty much immediately. Sales really took an even larger jump when they started marketing the elegance of these machines. They were made of mahogany or walnut or very elegant. The early ones were all wood. So they were so popular, even Queen Victoria had her staff using them in all of her palaces. So this cleaner really swept the world. It continued to be the Grand Rapids model with some modifications for over 50 years. This one is one of the later versions. You can see this part is metal, although of course you do have a wooden handle here. And you can tell by the design of the label it's not Victorian, it's more 40s or something along that line. But I'm going to pick this up very carefully. The invention of Melville Bissell is this rotating pattern of brushes that would pick up the dust and put it into a cartridge, which could then be emptied. Pretty much everybody's probably familiar with that. The other interesting thing about this company is Melville Bissell died in about 1890, and Anna, his wife, took over the company as CEO, and she was actually the first CEO, female CEO of a company in the United States. So that's kind of pretty cool history. Next, I want to show you this. In 1907, there was actually a janitor who had asthma, and he developed a vacuum cleaner in 1907 and patented it. In 1908, his boss went into partnership with him, his boss by the name of W.H. Hoover, and that became the Hoover Company. And they, of course, used suction to run the vacuum cleaners. In about 1920, they added the development of having the agitator that they called it, pretty similar to what's in the Bissell, but adding the suction. And that's when Hoover really, really took off. And if you can see here on the label, their slogan at the time was, "It beats as it sweeps, as it cleans." So next, I want to show you a Shetland. This is a whole different way of cleaning. I just want to turn this just enough that you can see what this is. This is a floor scrubber polisher. And when you bought a Shetland, it would come with any number of pairs of brushes for the type of floor that you would be working with. So you would come with generally at least 4 sets of brushes for different surfaces. But it's a pretty beautiful, interesting design if you look at it, and a pretty color. Actually, behind the style right now. The last one I want to show you is the Kirby. This is the Kirby Classic 3. It was an extremely successful model of one of their vacuums. Very This was made from 1976 to 1979, and it's still very collectible just because of its looks and the color. But it's easy for me to look at it and imagine the mom on the 70s show, you know, parading through the middle of the scene with her vacuum cleaner that might have looked a lot like this. Anyway, I thought you would like to see these. It's a very different thing, not what you necessarily think of seeing when you go to a museum, but I'm very glad you joined me today. Hope you will come back next week on Thursday for another Artifact Spotlight. Thank you.